Hi, fellow traders. I've got day one in the books, but I'm extremely disappointed. I thought I had an awesome video to show you guys today. There was some action, level 2 action that I wanted to point out. And at the end of the day, I came and went to pull out the parts of the video that I wanted to show you and realized I recorded the wrong damn screen. So I got the whole day of my Thinkorswim platform, a couple of those charts. And all I use Thinkorswim for is charting. So that video was useless. I don't know. I did some other stuff over the weekend and I didn't reset the right screen to record. So it's my fault. I take responsibility for that. But I am going to go over on the trades I took today. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a recap every day. If you were in the chat room, these are the trades that I did call out because I am sticking to trading this account. I'm not going to deviate from that. And I will do a separate swing trade video once I get that going, but right now my focus is on this small account. But I do have one thing to share. I did get a message from another trader saying that SureTrader does have their debit slash credit card deposit thing going, so you know, that'll make it easy. That's the quickest way to get money, because if you deposit it in the morning, it will show up in your account by right after lunch, if not before. That's usually how quick it goes. But I didn't know that because a couple months ago when I funded this thing, it wasn't working. So, but did get that. This is my DOS chart. I just went ahead and took a picture of the charts, the DOS charts I had, because this has where I got in and where I got out, and you know, the time and the price and all of that stuff I just put on here. That's about as good as I could get right now. But what I was looking for, this was one of the stocks on my watch. TASR was one of the stocks on my watch, and DVAX was the other one. And both of them, you know, pretty much started out the same. I mean, both of them started this washout. But for some reason, I just felt that TASR had the better or the bigger move. So this is the one that I kind of locked onto at open, and I actually got in before the 5 minutes were up. I liked the way the stock was moving, and I really thought it would wash all the way to, there was a level here around right here at 24.92, which was right in here. And I was expecting the initial wash to hit that, and I was going to sell it all there. And depending on where the VWAP was, I was going to look to make a move back up. But this thing came down and it kind of stalled a little bit. And I did get 50 cents on it, I believe, or close to 50 cents, I think 48 cents. And I went ahead and took profit. Now, if I was in my other account, this will be exactly where I would take my first cover. So being that I'm in a small account, the smart thing for me to do is wherever I would cover first, go ahead and take it off and wait for the next setup. And that's exactly what I did. I took it off, and you know, I posted in chat that I was looking for the VWAP rejection here. You know, that's what I was waiting on. Well, on the way up, it got stuck at 24.50 or 20. Yeah, 24.50. It got stuck at 24.50, and I was like, there was so many buyers. I mean, so many sellers stacking up at 51. You didn't have a whole lot at 50, and so it looked like it was getting ready to sell off at 50. But I sat there and watched it for about a minute or two, and the price did not change. There was order after order after order after order going through, but it wasn't showing up on level 2. You had all of this buying taking place, and they bought up all of the shares. They just systematically took out all of the sellers, and then we got this pop right up the VWAP. Well, I hesitated because my thinking, based on what I saw, I felt 50 was going to be a hell of a support for it to crack. And I didn't take this. And I was thinking about getting it once 50 cracked, but when 50 cracked, it dropped 10 to 12 cents immediately. And I could have gotten in at 40, but I didn't. You know, I felt that I'd be chasing it. But it did turn out that that would have been a nice entry because this thing pretty much faded all day. And I could have just made money on this, just holding it all day long. But, you know, that's what messed me up. That's what I wanted to show, because I don't feel bad about getting out when I did, because I was justified to be concerned about that level and justified to wait until we lost 50, you know, to try to get in. But, you know, it just didn't give me a clean entry, and I wasn't chasing anything, so I just kind of let it go. And that was the story on that. But still booked some good profit. It was still a nice trade. And guys, we're trading with $1,500, and you can't beat a $1,500 account. 6-to-1 margin. I'm not using all my margin. I'm using 2 or 3 to 1. I'm not maxing it out because I only traded 300 shares of this. So that's not bad. That's not a bad game. And just imagine if I had caught this move, we would have made, you know, my daily goal probably that I look for in my big account, which is $350. Right now, I'm only looking to make $120 to $150 a day is what I feel I should make with my account, as small as it is. Now, once we get to 2,500, then I may look to make $200. But the key is sticking to solid setups. And this was a solid opening range breakdown. Even though I got in early, I read the price action, and I knew my risk was going to be the VWAP. So if it bounced and started to turn around, you know, I still had the VWAP here as, you know, my technical level. So that worked out pretty good. The next trade I took was WGO. This one, we kept looking for a top reversal, and I really shouldn't have traded this because this never hit my scan. The only reason I saw this is because, you know, I have to look at chat, and, you know, I'm looking at posts and everything, and that's how I ended up seeing WGO. And I looked at it and I was like, yeah, it looks pretty good. The setup looks halfway decent. And I felt once it lost this 20 that we had a nice flush down to the VWAP. And this was a nice 40-50 cent move. And I felt pretty good about taking this. But I got impatient. You know, I let the first trade kind of affect me, and I just wasn't myself today. For some reason, I just could not get a grip on myself. So instead of me being patient and letting this work, you know, like I did the first trade, I went ahead and took it off, and eventually, you know, we did get down to VWAP. And this is another one that I could have really been patient on, because it never did test my break-even point. Never did. And my stop was going to be a close above the 20. Never did test it. So, I guess I didn't put this trade I did make $39 on, I believe. I got in at 29.60, got out at 29.47. And this one I called out in chat too. You know, I just didn't hold it long enough. Just got impatient and didn't let it complete the move. Next trade was DVAX, and this was kind of a revenge trade, I guess. I've got better sense than this. You know, look at there's absolutely no volume in this. But yet, you know, I took it as a VWAP fade. Now, the proper way to trade this is to wait. Once it loses VWAP, wait for it to come back and retest it and fail. Then get in. So actually, I exited when I should have been getting in. And this was just a mess up from the beginning. I got out really because I didn't like the volume that it had, and I was afraid that this thing was going to pop on me, you know, 20, 30 cents and wipe out the profits that I had for the day. So I did go ahead and take it off. That was $27, you know, hit. Not bad, but it didn't have to be, because this could have actually been a $50 to $60 winner had I let the trade work, or given it a little bit more time before I clicked it. But, you know, had no business in the trade to start with. And I just posted in chat, you know, about chasing trades and all of this stuff. You know, I don't feel I chased it, because I do trade VWAP trades, and I do watch them for my, you know, on my watch list. This was the other stock on my watch. So this probably would have been a better trade to get in, you know, here off the VWAP. But I was still watching it and watching it. And when it lost it, I was actually looking for it to wash either back to where it started today, or even come back to this 200 moving average here. But, you know, that didn't happen. Just didn't have the volume. So this was a mistake, and I think it was just me seeing something that wasn't there. I thought I saw volume when I got in, but I don't know if I was looking at a different chart or whatever the case was. But, you know, I let everybody know in chat that I did make a mistake by getting in this with no volume. And, you know, that's what kind of had me nervous. But that was my day today. So we did, you know, add a little piece to our account, probably about 150 bucks or so, maybe a little bit less. I'm going to go on and look and see what all the fees were and everything later on tonight. Again, I don't look at my P&L, and that was another thing I wanted to show, you know, how you could hold through these without any emotion, because you're just waiting for the move. You know, had I been watching my P&L, once I got $60, $70, I probably would have took it off and waited to jump in again sometime. But not watching your P&L allows you to let the move work for the most part. But when you get in a trade that you really shouldn't be in, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, the anxiety comes back and you're worried about what can happen. And that's what happened on DVAX. You know, I was just so worried about this thing turning and popping on me that I didn't manage it correctly, even though I was in when I shouldn't have been. And, you know, that was that. So I've got the recorder fixed. So from here on out, we should have video of my platform every day. That's one of the things that I really want to do, because that can help you. It can help me show you how I make decisions and why I make the decisions that I did. And I really want to show you why I made the decisions I did on TASR and on WGO. You know, I wanted to really talk about that and show you what I was looking at and everything. But we'll do that the next time. But that was it for me today. I hope to have a better day. I was very disappointed in the volatility in the market today. I'm really waiting on it to pick up. I'm really waiting on it. I hope it does soon, because we can have a lot of fun if it decides to pick up some more volume and some more volatility. Alright, so that's it for me tonight. Hope everybody has a great evening, a great night, and we will see you tomorrow morning in chat.